Number 4, point P is rotated 210 degrees counterclockwise around a circle with a diameter of 20 meters. If the center of the circle is at the origin, what coordinates represent the location of P prime relative to the center? So here's P prime. We want to know what are the x and y coordinates of this spot. That's what we're looking for. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, since this is the y-axis and this here is our x-axis, the thing we can establish is that both of these will be negative because this is downward and to the left. Since it's to the left, x is negative. Since it's downward, y is negative. So now, how do we go about finding this length? Well, the first thing we need to establish is also what is my radius here? So if the diameter is 20, we could find the radius by saying if this diameter is 20, the radius must be 10, and this radius would be 10. It's 10 all the way around, which means this is also right here 10. So now I know this is 10 units over this way, but I also have this 210 degrees. So basically what I'm working with is this. I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix my pencil here. That this is kind of like the unit circle, so we'd have unit circle values, but because this is 10 units out, instead of it being a unit circle being 1 unit out, this is multiplied by 10. So let's just use our hand trick here. Remember, the first thing we need to do is what's the reference angle? How far away is this from the nearest x-axis? Well, since this is 180 degrees to here, then between that and 210 must be 30. So 30 would be right here. We're using our 30-degree finger. So what I'm going to do is the x will be from the cosine, and the y is going to be from the sine. And so what I will do is take a 30 degrees finger, which I'm looking at the palm of my hand. 30 degrees would be the ring finger. Remember, 90 is like your thumb, 0 is your pinky. And so when I bend my ring finger and I flip my hand over, I find out that y is the square root of 1. Sorry, I just can't fix my pen here. So y is the square root of 1. I have 3 x's, 3 x fingers, so that's the square root of 3, and your h is always 2. And so normally as an x and y, if it were a unit circle, we would say x square root of 3 over 2, and since it's left, we'll put negative. And the y simplifies to become 1, so this would be negative 1 over 2. But since these are 10 units long, what I would do is multiply each of these by 10. So 10 is just going to simplify with 2's, and so it's going to become negative 5 square root of 3, comma, negative 5. Now how did I get 5? Because 2 divides into 10 5 times. So this would be my value listed here. Now we can check this in the calculator. The calculator won't give us this point, but it can give us the others. So I'll come over, let's go to calculator here, and we'll say we want to find, it's 210 degrees, so it's going to be 10, that's our hypotenuse, if you will, the hypotenuse of the triangle, times cosine of 210 degrees. Let's check our answer here. That's the x, and the y would be 10 sine of 210 degrees. Press enter. Negative 5 is what we got. Now let's check to see if this works out. What is negative 5 square root of 3? Let's check that out. Is that value the same? Yes, it is. So we did, in fact, do this correctly.